I was never on my own. All that loving. Oh, you're going to lose a little control. I got to tell you, man, love is right here at this table. It didn't have to come through the door. We're all in the door. I've got Brett Barney, co-host to the Yeah Come On show. I've got over here across from me Tyler Maynard. Tyler Maynard, the on-again, off-again voice and producer, assistant producer of the Yeah Come On show. And I am Southside Steve, and this is the Yeah Come On show, brought to you by Oxygen Financial. 2 locations in Atlanta, Buckhead and Alpharetta. Just go and check out oxygenfinancial.net. I'd click on Ted Jenkins. That's my personal investment man. That's the man that runs it. He's got time for you just like he has time for me. So go to Oxygen Financial and get your finances in order because some people smell a recession. I don't know if it's going to happen or not. Some people say the market's as high as it's ever been. I don't know. I like our president.
Hell, Ted's got time for me, and I don't have any financials.
I know it. Ted does talk to Brett. He goes, Brett, how much extra money you got a week? About $18, $22. I tell you what, we're going to put that in something. We're going to get you some marijuana stock. Believe it or not, people are investing in marijuana. It's a thing. You know, whatever's legal out there, wherever you got to invest, you got to invest.
I like business. I like weed.
I mean, who does it? Who does it? I just want to thank Jack Daniels for being a part of the show, as always. I've got it in my glass, and I've got it in my yeahcomeon.com tumbler. Available at yeahcomeon.com. If you can see that, it says yeahcomeon, and it says yeahcomeon.com, and it's a giant tumbler. Look, before anybody asks, no, it's not an effing Yeti. It doesn't need to be a Yeti. That's why it's priced so right. $25 at yeahcomeon.com.
If that was a Yeti, that'd be like, what, $65?
Yeah, God knows. But I want it affordable. I want every man's man to have one of these, but it'll last. Keeps it. I'm telling you, I drank coffee out of this on Bailey and Southside Rock 100.5 this morning, and I got to tell you, it was damn good. Hot. I had coffee in there for 2 hours. God only knows if I tried to chill something.
But can it withstand a bear attack?
Yes.
And if I take it camping, will it hold my ice for all 7 days? Because I would go camping for 7 days.
The Yeah Come On show is only...
I don't get that.
No, we're only good five out of those 7 days. We're good for 5.
If you're worried about a bear attack, are you really going to go camping there?
Yeah, no.
I think about that.
Put all your... You know what? As long as you hang up a bear bag, you're okay. That's where you put all your food and anything that has a scent. You put it in a bear bag.
I'd rather glamp than camp.
Well, you know,
that's like where you have like the nice trailers.
The listeners are going to go crazy.
I don't care.
You know, I'd rather have an.
Oh, I want to sleep on the dirt. No,
I'd rather have an awning.
Sorry,
I want an awning, not a yawning. I don't know. I'm just trying to go along with your camping.
As I'm on yeahcomeon.com, who did this picture?
Oh, it's a
of you?
simple
This
ass.
is hilarious.
Yeah, that's a little funny caricature of me. You see that?
You did it at Six Flags?
Yes, actually, and that's where you can buy my stuff. I like that site because occasionally I will throw up something, a personal item of mine, kind of like a garage sale, and I'll sell it. And usually there's a minimum bid, but you can bid on it.
Why does your nose look like a dunce cap coming right out of your face?
I don't know.
Yeah, they exaggerated your nose size there.
That was actually drawn by Tim Andrews.
You got the biggest lip. Your mouth is like this. Dude, it's terrible.
I thought it was kind of funny. I liked it. I actually wore that shirt a lot, and that was another reason why the shirt was put in there. Tight
Aren't you supposed to go vertical lines
Yeah, like
to look skinnier?
Yeah, but back then I was skinny. This was drawn like 5 years ago.
Oh, so you want to look bigger.
Yeah.
Broad shoulders, yeah.
I did. But I will tell you,
Cute scrunchy.
This is one of those sites that you go online and they just do it all for you.
Oh, okay.
So there's the shot of me in the studio doing what I do. It was a few years back.
When you do it.
When I do it. You can get hats, you can get cups, you can get shirts. I definitely, click on the T-shirts. I got some great
Are those coffee
T-shirts.
cups?
Uh-huh.
What is that logo?
I do tea sets.
It's like
Come On
it
tea
does
set.
look like
It's like a flower doesn't know if it wants to be a rose or bloom and be a regular like sunflower.
Well, look at these. These are hand drawn. These are my palm tree
Who's the
shirts.
model?
Her name's Veronica. Look, see the palm
Veronica
tree?
Vaughn.
Veronica.
So hot.
That is. I like that.
Want to touch the hiney?
See, I drew that, and come on, those are bright little colors. Then you got the I do it, I do when I do it. That's a shirt I drew for women for jogging purposes.
Oh. This is the I do it.
And then you've got the I do it, I do when I do it shirt. And these are all high-end shirts. Let me tell you, I bought like the $10 T-shirts because I didn't want anybody griping at me that it was a bad shirt. So these are those comfortable ones that you can like sleep in. It's like another layer of skin.
Are they
It's very
made in the
nice.
USA?
Hell yes. F China.
Got to make America great again. You know?
Yeah, but you got to make some money.
Oh, and hit on the red one. That red one's a good one for girls too. I like the red one.
You sell a lot of chick stuff, but I feel like mostly guys want to buy it.
Yeah. What is that one says? If loving me is wrong, be wrong. Just love that. It's one of my favorite shirts. No, I got nothing but dude stuff, but definitely the tumblers. They were 30, now they're 25. I'm moving them. And I have the bottle openers. I think those suckers are just $10. Yeah, come on. It's my voice. Yeah, come on. Every time you open it. Good for 2,000 opens. Yeah, come on. I just gave you 4 free. And in the koozies.
It lasts like
yeah,
a weekend
those are
at
the
the
three.
Barney household.
Can we just go to yetcomeon.com? I got a kid I'm trying to put through college, and I'm trying to get my wife pregnant right now as we're speaking. I'm a little stressed because today she's ovulating, so I got to have a couple cocktails and go home, and bam!
You got to bring the.
If the apple
Bring
don't
the
fall
noise.
far from the tree, do you think he'll go to college?
All right, asshole.
He choked on his lips.
Look, if he's like daddy, he'll start off at junior college, go to the 4-year college, and dabble and get out. That's what we do. Georgia State, I dabbled for like 3 years. I maintained a 3.0 because I had to because I was on 88.5. They wouldn't let you on the radio unless you maintained a 3.0 and up.
Do you think your son will get hope?
He's got hope from me.
Being alive when he's in college?
First off, I hope and pray. I hope and pray he gets hope. But if he doesn't, yes, I'm doing that college thing where I put like $300 a month aside, and I started doing it when he was born. My wife's like, I think we need to go to $500 a month. I'm like, what? What?
College is ridiculous
My
now.
father didn't pay for a damn thing. I bartended and paid all my college with cash. I owe $0 to Georgia State. Nor did I get a degree, but I owe $0.
And they owe you $0.
Yeah. Y'all
All
didn't get-
balanced out.
You know, you could have given me something. How about that 2-year degree? I know I was kissing it. I was close. So
Get an
close.
honorary doctorate one day. They'll get you back to do a
Honorary
speech.
associates.
Yeah.
Steve, we know you spend a lot of time here. They were going to rename Sparks Hall Rickman Hall, well, because I was there forever. I'm like, God, can I get out of this building? And they're like, not till your core's done. I'm like, oh, okay.
That is the worst part about college. I don't really get why you have to do core classes.
I know. What?
It's like high
It didn't-
school all over again. Yeah.
Yeah, it made no sense. Most of the classes I was taking, I had already taken in high school.
Well, then
Film
hopefully you
criticism.
aced it.
Oh, I did. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
easy.
well, you're writing home to mama. Got another A at Alabama. Your baby be proud.
It was a script day.
Script day. Hey, mama, I'm the Scarlet A.
But no, it really doesn't make sense. If you're going to college to get a job in a certain field and you already know what field it is, you should just go directly into those classes and
Yeah.
go after that. I shouldn't have to sit there and be like, well, I'm going to pay for classes for 2 years to question if I really want to get into this major before applying into that school after my sophomore year when I'm into my major course. That doesn't make
yeah.
sense to me. It's a waste
Yeah.
of money. It's a waste of time.
See, I would have walked in going, I'd like to do some acting, some stand-up, do some radio, and if possible, be a meteorologist. Can't say the word. Meteorologist.
Meteorology.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that damn thing. I just want to tell the weather. I've always wanted to do the weather. I don't know why I do the weather on our morning show every morning, and I know Bailey looks at me like I'm a jackass, but it's my fun thing.
You've
It's
never
what I
got to
like.
go in on the morning news or anything? They never special guested you?
They do. I just want to go. And as you can see, the clouds are coming down, and they're going to kick everybody's ass. There's going to be so much rain. So, matter of fact, you're going to get. It's going to be 4 inches deep in your front yard. I'm not going to kid you. I'd like to do it that way, the
Just
way
do it your
people really
way?
talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, if I'm y'all, all you poor kids, get outside, get clean. Matter of fact, get all your clothes out, hang them in trees.
Holy shit.
I don't agree with anything that was just said. Or do I?
There's a thunderstorm coming. All you poor kids.
Look, all the poor kids, get out in your best clothes and let them get clean. I say, take a little bar of soap, rub it on your sleeves, just stand there and let it drip off. Then, the next day when it's sunny, you hang them, and everything dries.
The water came directly from the Chattahoochee. Nice and clean.
I'm just kidding. Don't you people freak out. I love poor people. I was poor for a while.
Hey, you work with me.
Yeah. And me.
You see, yeah.
Look, I grew up in a
Thanks.
split level with an above-ground pool in College Park. Bite my ass. I worked hard.
Not a lot to bite.
You people that are out there suffering, work hard. No, I'm kidding. I just want everybody to be happy. Is it possible? I don't know.
Probably not.
Speaking of being happy, I was kind of not happy last week when we had our special guest in, Larry Wax,
Why?
which we didn't know. Hear me out. We did him a solid. We brought him on the show. I thought he was nice. You got to really stiff arm him because he'll come in and want to take over, and I dig that about him. He's aggressive. But Larry supposedly was going to mention us on his podcast because we were promoting his, so it'd be nice if he mentioned us. But the one thing I didn't get to, the only thing that upset me is I didn't really get to talk about the come-oners.
Yeah.
I felt like there were some come-oners comments I didn't get to.
We neglected the come on.
And I felt like there were some questions.
There was a lot of questions, and the week before I said I would ask all of them. By the time we got to, an hour and 20 minutes, it was like 400 degrees in this room.
It was.
So we just had to end up shutting the show down.
So the show quit because of heat. So that upset me. But I thought it was a good show. It's always entertaining to have that guy. Anytime we can get certain members of the regular guys back together, it's always great.
Do you want to get some of the comments from last week's episode? We had a lot.
I do. I want to hear some of them because I want to address it because a lot of people have been coming up to me this week going, I didn't think y'all liked each other. Well, no, he's not my favorite person. I'm not going to go to dinner with him, but I can bring him on a morning show or a podcast and not kill him.
Yeah, why not? I mean,
Because you know why? I'm the biggest person. I'm the bigger person's what I meant. You know what I meant. Did you know what I meant?
I did.
I knew what I meant.
Loud and clear.
Somehow, some way, you need to get Larry, Eric, and Tim all on the show at the same time.
God.
It would be an epic episode.
That's actually possible because I think if Eric's walking and he stops real fast, Tim's going to walk right into his back.
Oh.
That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Look, I'm just taking shots just to mix it up. No, I think it would be fun if we all got into a room together. I could handle, I probably like Eric closest to me because he always was. Then I'd like Larry there, and I need Tim on the other side of the room, and I'll be fine.
Gonna need a specific setup, yeah.
I wouldn't even show up for that one.
No. You, my compadre, will be right here in my armpit. My little Brett Barney, right here.
Sitting on his lap.
That's what I'm hoping for.
I will hold you dearly. No, you'd have to be in here
Comb
because
his hair.
I'll be honest with you. Somebody would need to narrate the situation.
Yeah, mediate.
Mediate, yeah, definitely.
Did I say narrate?
Narrate, yes, he did say narrate.
Does that have anything to do with taking nair?
His son's definitely going to
Mediate
college.
and narrate combined.
Look, I'm going to tell you right now, some of you people mediate. I like to narrate. I don't know, for some reason I had nair on the mind. Not that I would ever use this stuff, but I hear it does get rid of pubic hair.
I heard it burns, yeah.
And gooch hair.
Actually,
apparently.
they say it doesn't. Nate, we were actually talking about nair today, which is probably why it's on my mind. He just sprays that stuff down there in the shower. He put it on like it's like a loop. You don't really spray it, but you squirt it. Right. And he rubs it around. He said you give it about 5 or 10 minutes, and then you can just like wipe off the hair in the shower and just sling it down at the drain. Be like, wipe, sling. And then you go to the armpits, wipe, sling. Right through the butt crack. You know the bowling alley where all the hair is? You're like, wipe, sling.
Right up the taint.
I'm not down with that.
Why not?
Brett's appalled by it.
Dude, I take a razor down there. I can do it. It's a pain in the butt, but I do it. But it's also the same razor I shave my face with. But I'm like, hair's hair. What does it matter? Everything's clean. But, I've used my electric razor, and that son of a bitch will nick you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I've been nicked up.
It's no good.
And the other day I went out, and I literally put a hunk of toilet paper on my bowling alley because I had like 9 blood spots.
You ever,
I was like, God bless.
you ever back in the day, you're like sitting at home drinking, and maybe you've had a couple, and then you get a phone call, and it's like some chick, and it's like, oh, I'm going to come over. And, you're single, and you know what's about to happen, and you're like, you're a guy, so you sit with your hand in your pants, and you're like, uh-oh, I need to
mow the lawn a bit.
I need to
yeah.
manscape a little. So you go and you do that, and then the next thing you know, it's just like Nick City, and because you've been drinking, your blood's thinner, and so it literally looks like a
Yeah,
massacre.
I've never shaved my balls half cut.
Yeah.
And then she's getting all sexy, so it's not just about just the normal blowjob. She's like addressing the Christmas sack, and then she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get weird and go down." And then she's like coming up,
And she looks like Carrie.
she's like a goddamn vampire.
Yeah. Just soaked in blood.
Maybe that's what you want. Maybe that's a turn on for me. No, I'm kidding.
I don't
What
know.
happened?
I just took a weird turn.
That's when you look at a girl and go, "It's that time of the month. I'm going through some shit.
I'm introducing you to male period.
I got some issues right now."
Speaking of women, we had a woman weigh in, Charlotte Vargas. I don't know.
Hello, Charlotte.
You guys are my favorite podcast. My boyfriend and I listen to all of these on road trips as well as your morning show while going to work.
Thank
Hope
you.
guys get y'all's whiskey sponsor. Also, watch out for your livers.
Look,
kind.
everybody worries that we're alcoholics, and you should. I don't. I will say Tyler just has a beer before he drives back to Athens because his mama won't let him drink and drive.
Yeah,
But-
keep it light.
Yeah, she's like, now, baby, I don't want you drinking and driving, leaving that Southside Steve and Barney show.
I love how Larry called you out on that voice, being like, is she African American?
I told him, I said, I've never talked to Miss Maynard. I'm channeling her. Yeah, baby, you just don't drink and drive, and if you do, you just pull over and arrest
I
me.
kind of wish it's more soothing, that voice. Yeah.
But Jack Daniels. We know that you own Jack and Woodford Reserve. We'll take either. Jesse James Dupree could always beat you to the punch with his own personal bourbon, but we need a little cheddar too. If we got Jack, would we need cheddar, or we just want like Jack Daniels jackets and maybe a statue of Jack in the corner?
I used to have one of those.
And and some liquor.
We'll
Would
take
that-
some swag, yeah.
some
yeah.
swag. So we just want swag and liquor.
We want to look like a NASCAR pit crew.
Yeah.
Every episode, just decked out, full fire suits.
Full of logos.
And we'll
yeah.
come up with a tagline like Jack Daniels, jack me off.
I think that's already Jesse James.
Oh, yeah,
wait,
true.
He's rock me, roll me, jackal me off.
I'll be jacked up. You be jacked off.
Okay. What is Tyler over there going to be?
Jacked on.
Oh, dude, I'm out of here. Fuck it.
Hey, it's got to go somewhere.
Somebody's got to be the receptacle.
We'll spin the wheel before each show and decide.
Where will it go?
Okay, that's
straws.
fine. As long as it switches every week, I'm fine with it.
Well, I want to thank them for listening. That was really sweet.
Now, did somebody bring up? Somebody had to bring up Larry's 9/11 dive.
I've got that one, but I was
Oh,
also
okay.
curious
I
about
wasn't
this
sure.
one. What do you think? This writing that wrote, Larry looks like my ball sack with a hate, hairless, wrinkly, sad, and trying for more.
That is a Larry hater.
I told you. Should I read? These?
No, you know what? These are the come-oners, and we're giving them their moment. I'm just glad they're not hating on you or I.
I wish. I dream of the
Yeah.
day that I receive all of the hate.
Brett loves the hate. I love the love. I'm here to love.
Okay, yeah, we did. Hackerman wrote in, I was at work and never saw any footage of 9/11 until that evening around 6 p.m. You guys made a bad day bearable with your commentary. I salute each and every one of you for that. So that was
Thank
kind
you.
of a nice one.
That was very nice. I mean, for 2 days, we did 6 and 7 hours straight. So, especially the day of, it was crazy. I remember finally walking out of the studio, in the early afternoon, and you're like, what the hell just happened? Crazy.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and hear that episode. But yeah, those are from the commoners. I actually also have a Halloween advice letter that got written in.
Oh,
Would you like me to
Advice?
fire this? Yeah, they want some
Oh,
advice from Southside
yeah,
Steve.
we should solicit that more often. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
for like Halloween parties, is this for children trick-or-treating, or what is it?
Here, I'll just fire it off.
All right, fire it off.
Dear Southside Steve, I added that. And I love how everybody just writes SSS.
That's fine.
That's so much easier.
Dear,
Triple
Yeah.
S. Triple S.
I'm a longtime listener / fan, and recently I've become a commoner. Just like you, I have a 2-year-old son, and my wife and I are thinking about a second, although my wife is a few months older than me, and I'm 20 years younger than you, so odds are I will see my kid or kids graduate high school. But here's my situation.
had to slide that in.
He did. Although I will see him grow up, unlike yourself over there.
We decided as a family last weekend to attend my neighborhood's trunk or treat. Which do you what is trunk or treat? It's like
It's where you basically trick or treat out of the trunk of cars. People decorate the trunk of cars, and they can put them in a cul-de-sac or anywhere else. I just did one of these in Lawrenceville, and it's fantastic because the kids don't have to walk 3 country miles, down the street, going down driveways, back out, and everything. The trunks are right there. And then people pop them up, they decorate them, and you get all the candy literally within, 10 minutes.
It's kind of like a block party.
Yeah.
Trick or treat.
Right. In 10 minutes, you've hit what would have taken you an hour to walk. And then you're all in one area and everybody can have a good time.
So, yeah, if you have young kids, that's probably way better. Like this,
yeah.
he has a 2-year-old, so.
I mean, you can do the wagon thing. That's what most people do.
Or then you get stuck carrying the kid forever.
And then you're just kind of passing a neighbor and passing somebody else. So you're kind of on your own. That's why people are getting into the trunk or treats.
Okay.
All right.
Where was
Our neighborhood's
I?
doing a cul-de-sac party.
Yeah, okay. We live in a big neighborhood with lots of families, so this is a big event with games and stuff for kids to do. One of the things was a bounce house. My son has never been in a bounce house, and there are about 8 or 9 other kids from about 2 to 5 years old in the thing. My kid is pretty cautious of the unknown, so when I put him in the bounce house, he kind of looked around for about 10 seconds while standing by the door, getting the feel for it. I was the one who put him in and still by the door, and my wife was across the bounce house on the other side calling his name to get him to go in further.
Yeah, every mom does that. You're hearing literally 15 different names. John, Jerry, Jim, John. You're like, what the hell? Sarah, Elizabeth, come here. All at the same damn time.
Right at the end of the 10 seconds, the power to the bounce house went out and the whole thing started to rapidly deflate. Because I was standing right there, I leaned in, grabbed my son, pulled him out, and then I walked away as the whole thing started to collapse on the other kids. Another father and one of my neighbors ran right past me as I was walking away and pulled out his son and then proceeded to pull out every other kid before the thing completely deflated. I was then made to feel like an a-hole because I only grabbed my child. What would you have done? And does this make me a dick?
Oh my God! It wasn't like a real building falling on them. Like Jesus.
Would everybody survive? Would anybody smother? No. Would it scare some kids? Yes. Would it scare them to the point they wouldn't get back in the bounce house that day? Yeah. There's always one kid that'll never bounce again because of that.
And he never bounced again.
Yeah, I will never, ever bounce again. I'm done bouncing.
Talking to a therapist 20 years later about it.
Yeah, but you're definitely a dick if you get your kid out, and I get it, and that's where you're like, honey, take Benjamin. And then you got to start getting the other kids out because it's coming down. You don't just take your child and walk away and leave the others to die.
Now, what's to be said for the parents that are being like, why'd you touch my kid?
No, there's
There's gonna be one of those.
Well, there's a way to touch a kid. You can either go Gucci Gucci, or you can like just grab them by their waist, and you're literally removing them, doing it mechanically, and there's nothing perverted about that.
I got to get that drop. There's a way to touch a kid.
There is. I can tell if somebody's touching my kid in a rescue way or a naughty way. I'm watching.
Yeah.
So wait, is this person a dick for just grabbing their kid and walking off?
You're not a dick. It's just you weren't thinking.
It reminds me of that Seinfeld scene where George Costanza like pushes the grandma and the clown over as he's running out of the party because there's a fire. Yeah.
There's a fire. Yeah, you're just not thinking. And to people that have had 1, 2, 3 kids and are more used to it, they're probably like, "Oh, come on, dude, help the other kids out." So I can see that father looking at him, being like, "Oh, that was kind of dickish."
Well, they don't really deflate that fast, do they?
They do. They go down quick. My son, we have one, and his is the interior with the basketball goals and slide out, and they go down fast.
You have one?
Mm-hmm.
You don't just rent one? Like, do you have one that you just can inflate up, or is it always inflated?
Neighbor,
Southside
Yeah, yeah. Let me
Yeah.
get my rich people
Look,
music.
see, this is why his picture had his face like this.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe you don't realize that I don't even park my own car. I have a valet in my driveway.
Hold on.
No, hello. I just want to let everybody know that at the Rickman household, everything is taken care of. You'll be valeted once you arrive at the home, and then you will be ushered into the home. And then if you decide to stay, we'll turn down your bed.
You can
and then-
sleep in the bounce house.
And then when you wake up, breakfast is always served at 7 a.m. sharply, or 9 a.m. for those of you that decide to sleep in. And then you will be given a souvenir handkerchief, which you can blow your nose with or throw down on the ground, and it has my initials sewn into it. That would be
2255.
A good jerk rack.
Yeah,
rag for you.
comeon.com.
And for all you perverts that decide to whack on it,
Yeah.
damn you. No, the neighbor down the street who had already raised his kids had one, and he's like, "Hey, do you want it?" And I said, "Yeah, I'll take it."
He
That's how I got it.
offloaded his bounce house on you. Huh?
So every time my kid's playing in it, they stop the car and go, "Hey, that's good. You enjoyed it?" Yes.
Didn't have a bunch of holes in it when you got it up.
Got 3 holes in it.
Oh, not too bad.
And based on the holes, my son and 2 other small children can bounce on it. But if my wife or I put that much weight on it, because it has a capacity of like 450 pounds or 500 pounds, then it kind of goes down a little bit. But there's a 1-800 number on the side. I just haven't called it to get my patch kit. There's a patch kit.
That's too funny. What's
But it
Brooks-
looks brand new, man.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, it looks good.
What's
It's
Brooks-
about 10 years old.
What's he dressing up for Halloween?
He's going to be a skeleton this year. I did the right thing. And to all parents out there, if you didn't know this, first Halloween, your son or daughter has to be a pumpkin. You have to be. Pumpkin is the outfit for the first Halloween. My wife didn't get that. And I'm like, no, he's got to be a pumpkin.
I think I did that, yeah.
Yeah, you got to be a pumpkin.
Divorce.
Yeah, I was like, don't make me take this boy and raise it. So he was a pumpkin, and then last year he was Elmo because he was into Sesame Street. So then the first Halloween you don't have to dress up because the kid doesn't get it. It's all cute. So he was a pumpkin. I got to be me. And then last year I had to be Big Bird, and my wife was the little chick with the wand on Sesame Street. I can't think of her name.
I need to see pictures of the Big Bird outfit.
It's
Did you get any say?
No. And then this
Welcome
year,
to marriage.
No say Halloween.
No.
Can't keep your motorcycles.
can't. Oh yeah, I lost it all.
Oh Lord.
You rush into the altar, Brett, or what?
Are you Tyler?
No, not after all this.
Jeez.
Skeletons. We're skeletons this year. My wife is. We're all 3 in skeleton outfits. So
Damn bones. One of those.
it's just the black shirt with the bones drawn on it. So we're like 3 skeletons. Tall, medium, small. Skeletons.
The Monster Mash.
Oh yes. Walking down the street, it'll look like 3 skeletons coming at you. Your shit will be like.
It's a family of skeletons.
Have they done the chainsaw thing to you again this year?
No, and let's not even talk about
Oh,
it.
God,
I
that
used
was-
to do that to kids. Take
No.
the chain off and run after them.
They
What are you
used to
talking
do it in the
Screw
office.
that.
Oh, in the office. Oh, my God.
it was-
That'd be loud as hell.
They came after me.
And we were in the middle of a show across the hall, and we were like, dude, come on.
dude,
Stinks like gas in here.
If I was at a parking garage, no matter whether I was at work or not, some dude cranked up a chainsaw. They were everywhere.
The parking garage. That's so loud.
You're
dude.
like, oh yeah, dude. It's like you hear this whap whap. I'm like, come on. And I'm like, I'm having to run into work. And one dude got into the studio. It was crazy time. But yeah, chainsaws. That's my little fear. That and snakes. I don't dig snakes either. But it's the chainsaw guy in the haunted house that freaks me out. Chainsaws in general do not scare me, but in a haunted house they do. I don't know why.
They always wait to the end, too. You think you're clear of everything bad, and then they pop out.
And then you're like, damn it. And they come at you. And here's the reason. I do think there's a crazy person that's going to use a haunted house to murder people. And it's not be with a chainsaw. It could be with an axe, could be with a knife or whatever. But if you saw somebody laying there and you see blood on the ground, you're going to think it's part of the
Right, but
house.
wow, that's really good FX they did with that.
But somebody could literally murder somebody, and it'd probably take all night before they figured out that was really a dead person.
Damn, that's a good horror movie plot right there.
And you could be the murderer inside the haunted house. You could kill like 10 people before anybody figured it out.
Let's pitch this to Hollywood.
Then, you got, I'm outside. I'm like, where's Marie? Where's Marie? And I'm going in looking for Marie, and I find her, and I'm like, Marie's dead.
That's dark.
Marie is dead.
And I had to pay twice to come back in here.
That's the worst part of it.
And then I've got to work my way out, and as I'm sitting there freaking out about Marie being dead, there's still assholes trying to scare me as I'm trying to get out to tell the owner of the place, call the police, 911.
Yeah, you got guys popping out just like,
Yeah. And I'm like, not now. We got a real murder out here. And then the police come, and then the lights come on. You got to get all the lights on. And then it's like, where's the murder? Long gone. Long gone. I'm just saying.
he's thought this through. I think that's how he's going
I
to
feel like the
kill
murderer
people
would
if he's
still
gonna...
be there.
I don't know. And then there's no fingerprints because the murderer's wearing gloves. He's wearing an outfit.
The perfect crime.
Yeah. That's why you be careful in these little haunted houses. There's always a freak out there. It's a freak.
I don't like the haunted houses are one of two things. They're either over the top and really like the setup's great, netherworld and things like that,
Which is fantastic.
or they're super cheap or free and janky and just stupid. But the problem with the stupid ones is exactly that. They're just not worth it. And the problem with the big ones is they're so crowded that when you're going through them, you see the person that's going to pop out like 20 feet down the line popping out for 3 groups in front of you before your group
Right.
even gets there. You've seen them pop out 4 times.
That's why
is
you
a
got to
good
have a
point.
guide. You got to have a guide and corners, lots of corners where you don't know what's going
Yeah,
on.
you got to slow the pace down so
Right.
people can't rush through, but also can't catch up to the group in front of them. Like they have to come in unknowing to every
Yeah,
room.
because even if you have the corners, you can hear people reacting sometimes. You're like, okay, I
Yeah.
know that's coming in a second.
Dude, for years I was always the talent out at these haunted houses. You know, we do something
Sweet.
for the radio station or whatever. And there was one. I'm trying to think. I remember the area of town. It was up off of Indian Trail up 85. It wasn't the big one at Jimmy Carter.
Yeah, that's Netherworld.
Netherworld. It was another one, but these guys had an old building, and nobody did anything with this building throughout the years, so they could leave a lot of their stuff set up. But they had a deal where you were walking through this like little swampy area, and it was pretty well done. I think that like they had like a plane crash in the swamp and some other stuff, and just looking at it, it was cool. But then you walk in, and all of a sudden they stop you for a second. And you're about to proceed on through the house, and while you're stopped, they know what they're doing. There's an air compressor over here or something that an 18-wheeler frame. They had an 18-wheeler Mack truck, literally the real, like the shell. And all of a sudden you hear, ah! And you look up, and this damn thing comes at you. Headlights come on, the yellow
Dude,
lights,
that's-
and it just stops like this far away from you. And you're like, yeah! And then at the same time, they're taking a picture of you.
Oh, my
and that's your
God.
souvenir pic. And I thought that was pretty well done.
That's unexpected. Yeah,
But-
that's brilliant.
But the first time I'm sitting there, you know, and you're always taking a girl in, and you're just like, take it's fun. Oh, yeah, look at that. And all of a sudden,
need a new pair of panties after
yeah, I
that
was like, damn. And then right when you think you're safe, some asshole cranks a chainsaw, and I got to run the girl over. I literally would run.
throw-
people-
get the fuck
Oh, I leave them behind. That's when I knew what a piece of crap I was. I'm like, I will totally leave somebody in the dust.
You don't have to be the fastest person in the haunted house. Just you got to be faster than at least one person that you're
Yeah.
with.
That's it. That's it.
Sacrifice one person.
Never be the slowest person, or if you have to, trip a some bitch. Trip him. Oops, sorry. Enjoy being cut up. I'm gonna run. I'll talk about you nicely at your funeral. We're off so long.
We're
today.
on it. That's okay.
This is my kind of show. Welcome once again to the Yeah Come On Show, brought to you by Oxygen Financial. But no, we have some serious stuff to talk about. It's not just about Halloween. By the way, with Halloween, when you know it's going to rain, should they postpone Halloween a day?
Okay, I got kind of confused about this. I thought with Halloween on Thursday that people would be celebrating this Friday and Saturday, but it turns out like everybody celebrated last Friday and Saturday.
I know.
So I was ill prepared by a week. Did not get that memo.
Well, you cannot do Halloween after the 31st. You can't. It has to be done within October.
Right. So that's
That
what's
doesn't
weird
make
about
sense.
you trick or treating.
That's the rule.
So
Yeah.
next year, if it's when it's on a Friday, you can't celebrate as well that Saturday night.
You
Like,
no.
should bars cash in and do 2 Friday nights and Saturday nights back to back?
I think a bar can get away with it. I think, yeah, but as far as the public, no. It's like after the 31st. I mean, once you hit November 1st, man, it is done. Done.
Yeah, you got a good
Halloween's
chance
done.
of just being stared at, showing up at a bar in an
Yeah.
outfit and just being like,
If you're going to do dress ups or
Halloween!
parties. No, you do Halloween
All Saints Day.
the weekend before. But yeah.
Unless you go as a pilgrim
What?
on the 1st. If you go on the 1st or the 2nd as a pilgrim, you get Halloween and Thanksgiving pre-Thanksgiving. Like, that's
Who are you?
Do you go to Thanksgiving dinner as a pilgrim?
I'm Sacagawea.
Maybe this year.
Who was the Indian that helped the Pilgrims?
Pocahontas.
Pocahontas,
yeah,
not
yeah.
Sacagawea.
Sacagawea helped Lewis and Clark, yeah. So
Yeah,
you're,
she's-
you're
Same
close.
difference.
You're close.
Nah, she went West Coast.
She was the West Coast.
She was like, Sacagawea, what
She had
up?
flowers in her hair.
Yo, man, taking y'all West Coast. Where's the Pacific Ocean? Yo, man, it's this way. Sacagawea. What's up?
Pocahontas really doesn't get a lot of love.
She doesn't, and she's the one that, did she date Miles Standish?
Yes.
Okay, I thought she did.
Did she date? Sounds like, did you get that from TMZ or
I
something?
don't know. They landed, the Pilgrims landed, and Miles Standish is like, I want to see your hot native chick naked. I mean, think about it. They were so hot
Yeah.
compared to us. The brown skin, jet black hair. Our women are wearing like 4 levels of dresses, and they smell like boat.
Just pale
They
as hell.
smell like
yeah.
boat.
It's
like salt water.
You just got off the boat. I don't want to smell your damn girdle you've been in for 4 months. As we just, you've thrown up on yourself 19 times. Give me the hot brown girl.
The hot exotic girl, yeah.
What's her name? Doesn't really matter. I come in peace.
Yeah, that's the real peacemaker, yeah. The olive branch.
Let me sleep with your daughter and I won't shoot you.
Let me extend my olive branch to you.
I know. But they were horrible people. They couldn't help it. They didn't know any better. But those
Wait,
are
who?
the Pilgrims.
Oh, okay.
Pilgrims. A white man's always wrong. And I'm not even making it as a joke. White men come in and they ruined it. They killed off the Indians. They gave them disease, smallpox, and then we shot them with ugly guns. I mean, that was an ugly gun. The Pilgrim gun.
Oh, the musket.
The big-ass musket with the big... If I'm an Indian, I'm like, what the F is that? I got a cool damn arrow here. I worked on my little arrowhead. Everything's all looking good, and you're going to shoot me with a goddamn hand cannon.
Trumpet gun.
Yeah, trumpet gun. You going to fire that thing or blow it?
Better style, Indians or Pilgrims?
Oh, my God, the Indians. They were always cool.
Showing skin, yeah.
Dude, if you even watch Dances with Wolves, I mean, dude, the Indians look so much cooler than the cavalry guys. They just do.
Fur is murder.
Yeah, he's in the leopard in this thing.
See, look at that. There we go. We got a nice clip.
She's saving John Smith's life.
Yeah, and once she saves John Smith, then the Pilgrims are like, oh, they're nice. And then the Indians going, for not killing us, we'll bring you Mazola.
Is that corn?
It's corn.
Okay, I was like...
Maize.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Peyote.
Mazola's the butter.
Peyote, yeah. Bring that mescal in.
Yeah. Here's some maize. It's corn in 5 different colors.
And thank you for your corn. Here's blankets
Blankets that we knitted
with smallpox.
with smallpox. Oh, we're
Still
talking about us?
something extra.
Oh, yeah. It's no doubt. Hey, my kid's been coughing for 2 months. Take this blanket. Great. And then we kill off an entire tribe over little John Jr.'s cold.
John Jr. John Smith Jr.
This is actually how the Goodwill was created.
Hello, I'm John Smith Jr. You want my blanket? Meanwhile, everybody in the village dies. Great.
Before we leave Halloween, Brett, what was your inspiration behind this masterpiece?
Oh, yeah. So I went to a pumpkin carving on Sunday.
I like this pumpkin you carved.
It's a toilet.
Really?
It's a
Thanks
toilet.
for breaking that
It's
one.
kind of abstract at first. I wasn't sure.
No, I
Yeah.
thought it was shapes.
So
Yeah.
what had happened was we all got together at 1 o'clock on Sunday. What was happening at 1 o'clock on Sunday? The Falcons game was on. So we watched the
you're
first
better off
half-
carving.
Yeah, we watched the first half of the
Yeah.
game while carving, and I was very inspired by my NFL team's play. So I made a toilet.
They were playing in the shitter.
They sucked in the first half. They were decent in the second half.
They
but
really were decent in the second half. I thought they were going to win it, and you got
At
to
that point, I was toilet already carved and sitting on the couch with a couple beers.
help me understand this since you brought up the Falcons. By the way, excellent carving job.
Thank
Best
you.
pumpkin I've seen all year.
Everyone was like, "What the hell is he doing?" I did it very fast. It was 2 minutes or less.
No, I like it, Brett.
Is it on your porch?
Yes.
Nice.
That's good. I bet people are like.
It really glows.
That's one of those things when you have that out and people walk up to your house and are like,
That's clever. I like that.
Last year I did. It was just like two. I usually like to do two eyes that are cross-eyed, like looking down,
Right.
and then I just cut a circle, and then I drank a Corona or something, and I stuffed the Corona, and then when I got one of those candles
Oh, good.
that like lights up, that's multicolored, so the bottle was glowing like all these different colors all night long and shooting. It was pretty cool.
Nice.
I'm a big pumpkin guy.
about to say,
Apparently.
Yeah,
you own Halloween,
but
dude.
I do it in the laziest fashion possible.
I dig
What do you
it.
mean? How's the laziest fashion?
I mean, you should see the other ones people were carving. Very intricate. They were still carving almost at the end of the game. I'm telling you, I was done in 3 minutes.
Just line here, square here.
It took me twice or 10 times as long to scoop out the guts.
Oh, that's the part I always hated. But then my mom would take the little seeds and then she'd fry them up in a pan with like butter or something
those
like
are
that.
always good,
Ooh,
yeah.
pumpkin seeds.
There's got to be a pumpkin patch out there that can make some cash just selling you a pre-scooped pumpkin.
Seedless.
Hey, there you go.
No,
We're
it's like,
seedless.
hey, when you buy the pumpkin for $5, we'll we got this line of kids that will just scoop your pumpkin for you, just child labor it, and
Oh, yeah.
the money all goes to Johnny's baseball team. The travel team wants to go to Cooperstown. Then you have like a dozen like kids just sitting there all day long, just scooping pumpkins.
sweatshop of pumpkins.
Yeah.
Why not? That's actually not a bad idea. They could cut the head off,
Yeah.
scoop it, and then give you your pumpkin. All you got to do is go home and carve it. I'd be into that all damn day.
Yeah, for like $5-10.
But every parent wants to see their kid get the weird look on their face when you pull out the spider web.
Yeah, it's like
You
that's
can
part
make
of it.
Yeah, you
Like,
can make your kid do it
yeah.
right there. He does the first part, and then you go, all right, and then you give it to the little Boy Scout troop or baseball team or football team that needs any pads, and they just they have to scoop the
Troop
rest.
263. We'll be cleaning out your pumpkins this year. That's, you know what? That's a great idea. Speaking of the Falcons, though, one thing we have to cover.
That's actually a great radio fundraiser. They should make you and Bailey go scoop
No,
pumpkins.
no, I don't like your ideas. I don't want to do
Please
that.
don't pitch that.
I hate that crap. I hate it. I'd be sitting there hating it. You'd have to
You guys
pay.
wrap gifts. Like, I would rather scoop pumpkins than wrap Christmas gifts.
I'll be honest with you. I'd look at the charity and I'd be like, all right, here's the deal. You're getting 30%. I'm getting 70 personally because I got my hand in this effing pumpkin.
Know your place, charity.
Yeah. Hey, most people only give a portion. I'm giving 30%. 30. Speaking of the Falcons, good call or bad call to CX, a certain kicker that played for the Falcons and just had a tough time this year. Is it his fault? Did he
Matt
need
Bryant.
to go?
Yeah. They got rid of him at the end of last season. He said he wasn't done. Then we choked. Well, we didn't really choke. We just
Our kicker choked. They bring Matt Bryant back.
they didn't pick the right guy in
Yeah.
the preseason. They brought him back right at the end.
He's gone,
He's
5 for 14.
Yeah, he's not doing very well.
We had a chance to tie a game with Houston. Then we lose by a point. You know, we would have gone into overtime. Had we won, would we have won in overtime? I don't know. But I feel like he probably raised his hand
Not
going.
Houston, Arizona.
Arizona,
Houston
sorry.
kicked our ass.
Yeah, Houston did kill, so it was Arizona. But I feel like he raised his hand in a meeting going, I don't like things are going well this season. I'm sucking. I want out. I don't think he got fired. I think he asked. I think he was all heart and said, I love my Atlanta Falcons. The only reason I'm coming out of retirement is because I care.
He didn't retire. They said
I thought he retired.
No, they
Rumor
cut
had
him.
he got
Go
cut.
back and read. They cut him, and he said, "I'm not done playing." And he was only got a call from us, and we brought him back, and he sucked. He hasn't done well. The team hasn't done well in general. I mean, you can start. Julio Jones drops more passes than he should. Yeah, he had 10 catches for like 190 yards this past weekend. He probably should have had 16. I mean, he's missed.
Well, tell me why
He's
Matt
dropping way more
Ryan,
than he should.
Matt Ryan and Matt Shaw both.
Matt Shaw went for like 460 yards and 1 touchdown.
How do we lose when quarterbacks, including Matt Ryan, who, regardless if you got him in fantasy, you may not be getting the touchdowns, but the yardage is sick. These guys are all throwing 360 and up in yardage, and we still lose. How does that happen?
I mean, Freeman's still cashing in points in fantasy too.
Well, here's a rumor on Freeman.
Yeah, that he's going to be going. I hadn't seen that all day, but everyone's
I've-
like, oh, he's going to Detroit.
Detroit Lions. I'm like, what? I have him in fantasy. I had Sanu in fantasy, but now I got him as a Patriot. Things are looking up.
What it comes down to is the defense is just not getting their job done. And we hired a defensive guru to coach the team.
I don't know what we do. Can't
Speaking-
sell the franchise. We've got to stay around. We've been here since 1966. I'm still a Falcon fan. I always will be a Falcon fan. Just frustrated. I just thought since we don't have a guest, we might as well toss that in. And you were kind of talking about football and your pumpkin carving. So I'm done venting about it. I just wish we could fix it.
I'm with you. This city is more fun when the Braves and the Falcons are winning. It's just flat out Atlanta's just a better city. When they were on the Super Bowl run, it was every weekend was more fun. When the Braves were winning division after division, and when they win a playoff game, even
What about
They can't win
Atlanta,
a series.
Atlanta United fans?
the city's not as fun. It doesn't make a difference. If Atlanta United wins, that's cool. People celebrate, but it's not the same. It's not the same as if the Braves or the Falcons. I mean, I hate to say it, the Hawks are the same. When the Hawks are winning, it is what it is.
I agree. Braves and the Falcons tend to rock the town. Although I will tell you, we all know the best crowd is the Atlanta United
By
crowd.
far.
Nobody can touch them. But you're right. It lives and dies in its stadium. I think anybody that's a fan is there.
And the Hawks are
I think we have
pretty good
like
this year too.
70,000 hardcore Atlanta United fans, and they go to the game. Everybody else is like, oh, cool, we won.
Yeah, it doesn't infect the rest of the city like the
No.
two Brett are talking about.
It just doesn't. And, I love soccer. I hate it for them, but that's the case.
Speaking of sports, you want to talk about the big
Might as well.
Topic on the table.
It is the topic because, if anything, we're talking about the pro teams, but if you live in the South, this is SEC country. I'm a Tech fan. I love my ACC, but it's an SEC town for sure. And everybody, I think most people live for college football on Saturdays. And we have a weird situation in which college football players will be compensated. It looks like it's on the table in the future.
Well, it's not just football. It's athletes.
Well, it's athletes, period.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you can get an endorsement, whether you play volleyball, softball, or croquet, shit.
On the polo team.
Take that cheddar.
Hey, getting cheddar.
Call Ted Jenkins.
Call Ted Jig and invest it with OxygenFinancial.net when you get your first cheddar check for playing college sports. Ching.
I don't know. How do you feel about college athletes getting paid?
I'm on the fence. I see good and bad sides. When I take 3 steps back, at first I was like, ooh, this is a bad idea. We're opening up a can of worms. Oh, my God. How's this going to work? Is a college athlete going to come up to the coach? Can't drink Gatorade, coach. I'm a Powerade endorsement over here. The coach like, drink Gatorade, shut up, Hey, I can't hold Pepsi. If we're going to be on the sidelines, is there any way our soft drinks can be held in a Coca-Cola can? Coach, help me. Reebok. I got to wear Reebok cleats, and they want me to wear white.
They can only get endorsements now? They're not getting paid from the university?
The university will not pay them a dime.
right.
It has nothing to do with it. They're being provided a free education, which a lot of people, intellectuals, will tell you that is enough. You get to play sports. You have a shot at the professionals if you want it. No matter what, you leave here with a college education that you didn't have to pay for playing for sports. That's the way we've always looked at it. But now you're right. Endorsements, compensation will come, and this allows agents to come in. I mean, it could get complicated, but the question is to you,
It
Brett.
only affects 3 sports.
All right, name the 3 sports you think it affects.
It affects major football programs, which are going to be Southern Cal, Texas, Alabama, Auburn, Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan, maybe Nebraska.
No Florida, Florida State?
Maybe, but I just feel like at this point they've been maybe Florida. I think Florida State, Clemson. So those will be like the major programs. I mean, you'll have to be a Power 5 school.
All right, out of those schools, what 3 sports will be, football for sure.
Football, definitely, and it's only going to be the top 1% of the team. Roll it back. Johnny Manziel, he would have been the only one on that Texas A&M team making money.
So you think it's
Cam Newton, he would have been the only one on that Auburn team making money. He's more than likely going to be a quarterback.
Hold on, you're nailing Heisman hopefuls.
Heisman winners.
Winners. But what about hopefuls? What about that top 4 or 5 guys out there?
Burrow right now would be getting paid. Tua would be getting paid. Fromm would probably be getting paid. That's I mean, those are the main guys that would be getting paid. It's the maybe.
So you don't see 15, 20 athletes a team getting paid.
You might have. It could be like a defensive player
rare.
here or there. Like last year, Bosa on Ohio State probably would have been making some money until he got injured and decided not to play the rest of the season. Trevor Lawrence at Clemson, he'd be getting paid. These are my thoughts. It's going to be the upper echelon of those players. There'll be a cold day. It'll be a cold day in hell before an offensive lineman probably gets paid.
Right.
Damn it.
You know what I mean? Yeah, trust me. I feel you. They're down in the trenches. But those are guys who are going to get paid, and then you're going to have.
Once you change sports, it would probably be changing schools a bit, right?
Yeah, when you change
basketball, you're talking about
Duke or
North
UNC,
Carolina.
maybe Texas, Kansas, Kentucky. Their main players will be getting paid. And then I just thought about this: swimmers. The reason I think that is guys like Michael Phelps or something that can get onto the Olympic team and make a name for themselves when they're 18. And they could go to a college and make some money off some endorsements.
What about the equestrian program?
I don't think anybody's watching that, buddy.
Yeah, do people transfer to the Kentucky Derby a lot?
It's not going to affect anything except the major players in the major sports. Sorry, no baseball player, no softball player, because baseball players can already get paid when they're 18 and just not go to college. It's not a big deal.
Well, you're right. Baseball is not a college program, whereas football is. It's interesting how the maturity level for a baseball player doesn't have to be there, but for a professional,
basketball's the one and done. So you have to go to college, just like football. You have to go for 3 years.
You have to, but a professional football player, man, they're like, they want 4 years out of you. They don't even want to mess with you until you're 21, 22 years old. But baseball, they'll take you at 17 and a half.
Yeah, they'll take you at 16 if you're in the Dominican.
Damn right.
Maybe 15.
Yeah.
You know what? Screw college.
And 75 if you're Julio Franco.
Yeah. If you look at professional baseball, I wonder what the percentages of professional baseball players that have an education, have a college a degree. Zero. I mean, I know it's not zero. Like John Smoltz graduated from Michigan, but very few.
He's in the minority for
Yeah.
sure.
I was trying to think, did Dansby graduate from Vanderbilt? I can't remember if Dansby Swanson graduated from Vanderbilt.
Might
or
have
not.
bailed. That's the thing. Does somebody just do 2 years, 3 years, or does somebody just say, "Hey, I'm getting my degree"?
Oh, you know
then
who
I'll call.
would have gotten loaded off this deal? Tim Tebow.
Oh, Tebow.
Tim
would killed.
Tebow would have raked in cash.
He
in
would have
Florida.
killed it. Yes, he was huge. He was Florida. I mean, you're
Yeah.
right. That
He was
moment
college
in time,
football.
he was college football. He would have killed. And then you look back in history.
Tebow time, sponsored by the Bible.
Yeah, you were right. Dansby was drafted by the Colorado Rockies, but he did not sign and attended Vanderbilt.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
But look at some of your guys that had no intention, possibly, of even getting an education or would have bailed earlier, made a ton of money. I look back from my lifetime, especially like when I was in high school and really following sports. Maybe even when I was in college too. For my stint at Georgia State. Brian Bosworth. You got guys like that. You got Herschel Walker. People that just would have killed it. I mean,
Yeah.
damn it. Like Nike would have jumped on these guys. And that's who's going to, some of these ballers, that's what's going to happen. There's some names out there. It'll be interesting to see, but at least it gives them the opportunity now to take money. Because some of them are, do you think they're being taken advantage of, or is the education enough? Because these institutions can make millions of dollars off their likeness.
I think you just brought up something very interesting. Nike and Under Armour. This is for me personally. Alabama's a Nike school. Under Armour is Auburn. Mm-hmm. So if I'm a high school athlete and I'm approached by Under Armour and I want to go to Alabama and play for Nick Saban, but Under Armour is going to give me twice as much money as Nike, do I just say screw that and go to Auburn?
Hell yeah.
Does that end up changing my entire decision of where I'm going to play?
That's true.
Hell yeah, it does. I would for me.
You know what? And thinking
Wait,
even
I'm
more
going to
about it,
start either way, and I get to keep my money. Yeah, Nick, it would have been a pleasure.
See ya.
but think now Oregon could dominate because Phil went to the owner of Nike.
Yeah.
he went to Oregon, and that's his school. That's why they have the dumb, goofy uniforms.
If you don't know what we're talking about, watch Prefontaine. It tells it all.
I don't even know what that is.
You don't know who Prefontaine is?
No.
The Olympic runner that was running for Oregon back when they started. He wore like the first pair of Nikes ever that were made for him by his coach. That would later go on to co-found Nike as well as Runner magazine. Oh, Brett Barney.
But
This-
then Maryland's going to have Under Armour,
Back
so
to
that could
Under
make
Armour.
Maryland and Oregon the powerhouses of college sports.
Feel free to put Prefontaine
I've
clip
got
up.
him.
I can't believe you don't know who Steve Prefontaine is. Do you know also?
Or actually, just
He
now-
didn't win the gold in Munich, but he would have definitely won the gold in where was the next one?
Berlin.
Berlin.
Tokyo,
Look, there he is running. That's
Nagano.
Steve
Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling.
Do you see him running? That's real coverage right there. He's all heart. That's him running right there with the mustache.
Was this before or after the sex
Matter of
change?
fact, you look a little bit like Steve Prefontaine if you were about 100 pounds thinner.
Who played him in the movie? I'm trying to think.
Oh wait, no, Prefontaine. I'm thinking,
Leto played him.
Oh yeah, he looks. Yeah,
I was thinking of the
Jared
Kardashian
Leto.
dad.
Huh?
I was thinking of the Kardashian dad.
Yeah,
Their
you
mom,
think about
whatever.
Jenner. Yeah,
Yeah, Kylie, yeah, that's it.
See,
Not
he-
Kylie, what's the name? Caitlyn Jenner. That's it.
Yeah,
Caitlin.
yeah.
It's not your fault. You don't have to worry about it. He's not getting
Track and field is not my expertise.
So this guy had one of the first Nike endorsement things.
No,
you were
yeah,
saying?
well, he wore Nike.
okay.
His coach actually used to take a waffle iron and made the waffle grip on the bottom of the shoes, and he made the shoes for them to only last one race. And then they came up with the Nike logo. His partner did. And the rest is history.
boring sport to watch.
These guys right now, this is the 3 mile. That's hauling ass. I think
Yeah.
they're on the bell lap now, one more lap. But this is,
Yeah,
of
if
course,
you actually look how quick they're moving across the crowd, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, man.
Fucking hauling.
it's a little history lesson there for you, buddy.
That's what I come here for.
How you like that?
Do you actually think this will change baseball? Meaning, if I'm a high school player, I'm not a top five, top
Recruit.
5 round, 1 through 5. None of those rounds I'm going to get drafted, but I could go to college and maybe make a few bucks because no college baseball players full ride scholarship anyways. They're all partial scholarships.
I'm going for the education at first, unless I just know if I'm top. If I know I can go in the first, second, third round or whatever. If I'm being talked to and I've got a shot at the pros, college is secondary at that point.
It really comes down to the signing bonus.
Yeah, signing bonus would factor in as well. But there's a lot of guys. I would say most athletes, man, go get the education. Got to get the education. It's right there for the taking. And then you get to, I mean, what great life stories you have. And then if you get better in college through the coaching, you can always decide whether you want to get in the pros. But the kid they're talking to at 18, 19, that's got a shot at everything with $1 million signing bonus, how do you say no to that?
But what are the stats though? Like how many actually use or go on to play professional, even if you play college? It's probably still pretty small.
Yeah.
Say 1%.
Yeah. So they can still have use for those degrees for sure.
Maybe like 1% can make it in, but then 1% stay longer than 3 years. Isn't that what it is? The NFL, the average is 3 years.
I know, which sounds crazy because, if you're doing fantasy draft or you do anything with the NFL, whether you're doing DraftKings or whatever, it seems like these players are on the teams for 10 and 15 years, and then you find out 3 years. 3 years. Well, none of the players I'm talking about are thinking about they're all there 10 years.
Yeah.
It's weird, but there are a lot of 3-year players. But the good news is the conversation, this will put it all to rest. Now athletes that – people are like, they should be compensated. Now they will be. Will every athlete get it? No, we just talked about it. There's only going to be a small percentage that are going to cash in on this, but everybody has the opportunity to cash in. So good.
And you get guys like Chubb who got suspended for signing autographs.
Was that? Yeah, that was his deal. Yeah. See, now that sucks for that guy. And then you got people out there that,
I think it was Chubb. I may be off on that.
No, Nick Chubb got in trouble. Yeah, for Georgia now, Cleveland. I'm trying to think of, it'll hit me in a second. Dated Kim Kardashian, won the Heisman Trophy, lost the Heisman Trophy. Reggie Bush lost the Heisman Trophy for payments outside.
Yeah. What do you do in that situation? Like, hey, we're taking your Heisman Trophy away. I'd be like, sure, come get it. Well, where is it? I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to believe he had to cough that up. But then when you talk to him, he's like, look, man, we're third world poor, my family was. I had to take care of my family. Money was coming to me, and that's what he did. It's not like the guy was driving on campus in a Lamborghini. He was taking care of his family and got burned down for it. Sucks.
If you don't think college athletes are getting paid already.
Yeah, but he got caught. Once you get caught, especially when you're a Heisman. And that's the thing, you win the Heisman, everybody's looking to take you down. They're going to investigate you. Anybody that wins the Heisman, if it's not taken away, then you got to realize that they probably did it right.
What was and I'm maybe totally making this whole thing up, which would probably make more fun for this conversation. Wasn't it Zion Williamson, the number 1 draft pick with the New Orleans Pelicans, that was like, yeah, I got offered like $50,000 to go to Kansas, and I just decided to turn it down. I went to Duke. So wouldn't you think that Duke probably offered more than $50,000?
Yeah. No, I just love Duke. I love them Blue Devils. Yeah. That's what it is. No, they probably give him $100,000. But what the hell? I'm telling you right now, if anybody wants to pay anybody on this program to do something, we're in. I don't give a damn. I mean,
creative.
Watch out what you offer.
Outside of committing a homosexual act or killing somebody, I'm in.
If you want to see me ASMR, let me know. Nothing.
I will shit myself for this show. I'll do that right now. Call in. 1-800, come the hell on. And I will crap myself for 100.
I think you should get that number. That's a great number.
So what's been bigger in sports this week? Is it the college athletes getting paid, or is it the titties at the World Series?
Titties at the World Series,
by
the way.
I missed that one.
I know. Cheers.
What?
Cheers to those girls.
Oh, Tyler.
You didn't hear these girls actually, because they cared so much about their team, they flashed the pitcher just to throw him off.
Oh, my God. That's
Houston
dedication.
The Houston pitcher got flashed. And then when they got busted and they saw what kind of trouble then, like, we're doing it for breast awareness.
I just saw that when I looked it up. Yeah.
Breast awareness
I just sent you one of the pictures.
Oh, okay. Okay, we show it on the feed, though? We'll get kicked off YouTube.
No, you can't. Don't show it on the feed. Unless they're blacked over.
No, it's not.
All right, can't show it.
Why would I keep that picture?
Well, show me the real picture. I haven't even seen it. I can look at it while we're on.
Yeah. Let Steve react, and everyone else can look it up.
That's sure. From the stands, which is the best picture because
honey,
it shows
this
the
is
reaction.
research.
Yes, this is for the show.
Everybody.
That chick is cute. Yeah, man. I mean, that would distract the hell out of me.
They're all models.
Oh yeah,
Is
that
she
helps.
the only one?
No, there in that picture. Yeah, there's 3 chicks, but they've been banned from major league ballparks for life.
Yeah, they're never allowed to come into any major league ballpark. Now, to me,
There's no kids in the background at least.
yeah, the banning should have been for that ballpark alone. You can't ban them from all ballparks.
Well, what does it say about? Wait till they say guys can't come shirtless to games anymore.
Oh,
This
damn.
is not. Is that
No
not
way.
Kind of.
No, and I'm gonna tell you, I know it's a double standard out there, but you know what? I don't give a damn. Men can still be shirtless. Women, as of right now in the United States of America, we're a little behind Europe. It's sexual. It's sexual.
Yeah, unless you're at the nude beach or whatever. but
If I look
we
at
don't
y'all-
have those.
If I look at you two and I look at y'all's areolas, I get nothing out of it. But if chick,
You ain't looking right.
but if we had a topless intern over here or a little topless host, oof.
Be tough.
I'd be like, so hold on one second. What'd you say, Mary? No, you can't. For some reason, it's sexual. I don't know. But I thought it was a little harsh of Major League Baseball. I think they should take it back and be like a little slap on the wrist. You can't come to this stadium, but you can go to the others. And the fact that they were playmates kind of scratches the whole breast awareness thing.
I did a little bit of, it was for Shag Mag. It's like a new magazine or something. I did a little investigating on how the MLB enforces.
Shag Mag.
Yeah. Ooh, sponsor us.
Nice.
We will definitely talk
Yeah,
about
Shag
you.
Mag, go ahead. We'll take you on as a sponsor. I'm still waiting on Jack to call.
The official podcast of Shag Mag
Hello.
and Oxygen Financial.
And Oxygen
Amazing.
Financial.
Hey, Rogan had the fleshlight early on, so we can take some
Oh, my God. did he?
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
Why don't you go out and get us a perverted sponsor?
Pornhub.
I don't care. It's something naughty. Hey, welcome to the Yeah Come On Show, brought to you by Butt Plug.
Anal beads.
I bet we could get
The
on.
size of tennis balls. You can get them in, but it's hell getting them out.
I bet we could get on Pornhub if we did 419 episodes about your sexual experiences and reach out to them and just have you break them every single one down, starting with experience 1.
Oh my god.
The Yeah Come On Show, welcome to 419. Number 1.
Think how many years we could get out of
Oh,
that,
my
though.
God.
I think some would be more detailed than others based on
There
how much
would.
booze was going down.
There
but-
would. Yeah, some I would get really explicit. I mean, I'd tell my wife, I'm like, you can't listen till 419 because that's you. I remember that. I remember the night I got my wife.
Oh,
It was good.
we're getting into it here.
So
She was the aggressor. It was not me. I was a victim.
Oh, really?
where did you guys
Sure,
meet?
she loves that term.
Where did you meet?
On the morning show. She came in on the regular guys, and she had no idea who I was or who the regular guys were. She'd never even listened to
Radio?
rock. No, she'd come
She never
out.
have a car.
No, she'd been at Auburn for 4 years and wasn't listening.
Dude, she's a year older than me, and I listened to you guys in high school.
All right, well, she didn't. She was at Chattahoochee.
Rocking the Burt Show.
Yeah, and she listened. She listened to the Burt Show, or she didn't listen at all. Hell, when you come out of her
It
subdivision,
wasn't like you were playing an iPad. Well, I guess we had iPods.
Yeah, I don't know. She didn't have far to drive, so I don't know.
Was she just sit in dead silence like a serial killer?
All I know, she didn't know
Away.
who I was. So I accosted her by putting my finger in her shoe because she was bare. You know, she wasn't barefoot, but she was wearing heels, and she had a great arch. So I put my finger down in her shoe. I said, "Man, what a great arch! I can put my finger all the way under your." And she freaked out.
Creepy?
Yeah, and she goes home and says, "Some creepy older guy with a ponytail put his finger in my shoe." That's what she told her mother. Now my mother-in-law.
Wait, so then
Sounds
what,
like shoes code word for
So
something.
2
what
years.
happened next?
So well, we went a year with her coming in.
Doing what?
Every Friday. She was the nutritionist for a weight loss center, and we were doing the Fat Guy 5000, where Larry, Eric, and I each took 3 guys weighing 300 plus each, and we saw whose team could lose the most weight over 6 weeks.
Who won?
I won twice. Yeah, I won both times. But I had a different kind of diet. I'm like, I'm not going to ask you guys to quit eating. Instead of eating 2 donuts, eat 1. Instead of having an ice cream bar, eat half. So I was like, cut back. Cut back. Still enjoy yourself. Just don't eat as much.
I just tell them to throw up.
Yeah.
Eat all you can.
I did that the last
Purge.
2 weeks. When I saw that I was losing, then I'm like, all right, we're purge time.
Did you ever buy them like a trash bag suit? Just get out and walk the stairs in your house.
Oh, trash bag suit. I got you.
Sweat.
Yeah.
Yeah, whenever you think about it, move. I told him, I said, run in your sleep. Just kick. Kick a lot in
Get
the bed.
that gravy
Kick.
dripping.
Gravy.
God
Okay,
bless
so
him.
wait, what happened? 2 years.
So then my wife comes in all that year, and then the season's over. I didn't see her at all. And then she comes in for the next season, and obviously we're first name basis, and we're doing events where I brought my guys out to my gym. She came, to help. She was like one of the life coaches. And then we went to the gym, and then there was picture day, and I didn't show up for picture day. And she was kind of like, "Where were you? I was hoping you were going to be there." I'm like,
So now you know what's up.
You're saying there's a chance. And then we went to dinner one day, and I just looked at her, and she always had her hair kind of pulled back, and she was wearing scrubs. And then I'm like, oh my God, she's like wearing tight jeans, some boots, got her hair down, wearing a pair of Ray-Bans. I'm like, damn. And
It's on.
I just let her know that I was, I'm like attracted, but I didn't think it was going to go anywhere. And then I had I can't talk. I had a party at my bar for the end of the season, and she came down and she said that night, seeing me as a bar owner and seeing me away from the radio station,
With that cheddar.
she saw me as a different guy. She goes, "I saw a different side of you." So here's the deal.
She saw that investing in Oxygen Financial side of you.
Yeah.
So, maybe. So here's the deal. So I walk her to her car. She's in the back seat. Another woman's driving, and she's intoxicated. No, it wasn't Uber. It was a friend. And she's in the back, and I closed the door, and I said, well, take care. Then I go back in the bar, and I'm kind of getting ready, and I'm going to start heading home. And I get a text message, and it says, hey, so what are you doing the rest of the night? Would you like to get a drink? And I'm like, and I got her listed as, Amanda in the name of her company. And I'm like, oh, my God. And I'm like, well, I think everything's closed. And she's like, yeah, you're probably right.
My legs ain't.
We could probably we could probably have a drink at my place if you're interested. I'm like, keep in mind there's a girl asleep at my house right now.
Right.
Girl I've kind of been dating.
Oh my God.
And I'm like,
Scandalous.
and I'm like, what's the address? Within like a millisecond. 1444 Peachtree Road. And I'm like, oh my God, now I've got the address. So I'm like, keyed it in. Next thing I know, I'm driving to her place, and I get there, Buckhead high rise, and park, and she meets me outside. She's a little tipsy, and then we go in, and I'm like, I respect this girl, so I don't know what to do. So we go into her little kitchenette thing in her little high rise apartment. She's on one side, and I'm on the other, and she goes, well, all I have is wine. So she stays on the other side of the bar. I'm sitting on a stool on the other. We drink through 3 bottles of wine. Oof. Right at 3, about 2.5. Sun's starting to come up, and I'm like, well, where's this going, man? I got a girl in my bed that's about to wake up wondering where I'm at. What am I going to do? And then finally I'm like, okay, and I'm kind of looking at my watch. At that moment, she kicks off her shoes, so she goes from this tall to this tall, and then she comes walking around the little island, and she gets, and I kind of turn, and she's like between my legs, and next thing I know, we're kissing. I'm like, whoa. Now I know we're not professional anymore. So then we start to, and then we lead each other to the bedroom where we commit acts of third base. Stopped it there. No home run.
Oh.
Got to be classy.
Leave them wanting more. Number one rule of show business, right?
So then my wife is going to kill me when she finds out I talked about
I was
this.
about to say.
No dine, little wine.
Yeah.
Maybe
Maybe.
9.
So we wake up, or she doesn't wake up, so we fall asleep. And I'm like, man, I got to go home. I got to get out of here. It's like 9 o'clock, and I've already gotten 2 phone calls. I'm like, oh,
been
damn,
there.
feeling the pressure. You know what I'm talking about. So I'm like, I got to leave. So I get out, and I'm like trying to wake her up. I did not know she was the heaviest sleeper in the world. I'm like, and she won't wake up. So I go to the door, and I'm just
you're
like,
dead.
Yeah. So I left a really nice, I left a note. No, she's not dead. And I did not do that.
Not again.
Sorry.
God, how does this happen to somebody twice? No.
This week.
Do not lure me down your horrible little dirt roads, you nasty people here. So no, I left her a note going, hey, had a blast, you're awesome, rock star, blah, blah, blah. And
Type of blast.
and I opened the door, and the damn alarm goes off. And it's like not a quiet alarm. The whole hallway, it's like,
Just sprint.
Wait, to her place?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
She had an alarm set on her door. And all of a sudden, the girl that could not be woke up goes, You know, she's alive. And she's like walking, staggering up the door. And she comes up and puts in this series of like 8 coats, like dot, 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 dot. And then it stops. And I'm like, whew. I said, I'm so sorry. She goes, were you just leaving? And I'm like, yeah, I've got to go. I said, I'm sorry. I tried to wake you. And then she goes, I can't believe you're leaving. And I'm like, I've got to go. I said, but thank you so much. And then I left. And then I realized when I got home, I had to tell that girl that I'd fallen asleep at the bar and passed out in the parking lot.
Classic.
And yeah. So I called her on the way home. And nobody had Find My Friends. Thank God she would have seen that I was on the north side, not the south side. So I fibbed to her, and then I got home, and she's all being like mean and everything. And I want to call Amanda, but I'm like, I got this girl in my face. Right. So I don't. So I wait a couple of days, and then I call her like on the third day, which was the trick. Kind of freaked her out. And then we went out on another date. And then within like 2 more dates, we decided to get rid of our significant others, and the rest is history. Never kissed another girl
So y'all
since.
were with other people?
I was dating somebody serious, but she would have said we were boyfriend, girlfriend, although we weren't.
Right.
But yeah,
It wasn't a mutual.
And
Yeah.
she was dating
Consensual
someone
thing.
too, but obviously not living with them, or else, they would have been there.
and she said it's not like her personality to do that because Amanda is like a total Girl Scout. Can't tell a lie. It was like the worst thing. It was killing her. That's where we just said, where's this going? I got to know. And I'm like, all the way.
Did that Girl Scout sell you
you
her
go.
cookies? Nothing.
No, but I'll be honest with you. I knew this is out there to anybody. Biggest whore in the world. I wouldn't say. I guess somebody would call me a whore, but a serial dater. But man, when you know, and I knew. I was like, man, this is the one. I'm in love. I'm cooked. I knew within 3 weeks she was the girl I was going to marry. Pretty heavy.
It's a good story.
Pretty heavy.
That is, yeah.
Now back to this chick I was having anal sex with.
Okay.
Feeling X-rated.
I'm not going to talk about it. Oh, there was only 2. 2 times.
You want to get us on Pornhub?
I'm not trying to get us on Pornhub. I'm just saying things happen, people. We've all done it, right? Let's talk about it at your bedroom right now. If you're judging me, I'm judging you. What have you done in the bedroom?
Looks into the camera. I love it.
What have you done in the bedroom?
Slept. I've eaten.
So boring.
Gotten high.
You're high now.
Now, have you brought food into the bedroom, like in sex ways, or no?
That's
It's
gross. Don't do food in the
No,
bedroom.
chocolate
Trying
syrup.
to burn
maybe,
calories at this
but-
point.
Yeah. It's like, wait, we just undid all the calories we burned by eating this chocolate syrup.
I think a lot of people sample the whipped cream. I think that's a given out there, but that's it. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't do anything else. I mean, there chocolate
Ice cubes.
syrups, ice cubes.
Yeah, ice
Calorie
cubes.
free.
I had that the other
Yeah.
night.
Oh.
What?
Someone ran to the kitchen in the middle, and I was like,
Did
"What are you doing?" And
Is
then,
it just a random person?
no? No, I should keep that.
How many people are you dating right now?
Just one.
How many? You still with the girlfriend? The one you took to Europe?
Brett's face.
I'm more interested. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that's an old story.
I'm
Just-
not kissing and telling.
just to say, I haven't.
Well, you're kissing, though.
yeah,
kissing.
a couple of things.
He's doing some naughty things with somebody.
Brett's face. It's classic.
I tell you, my boy.
Oh, no, don't bring my mother into this.
No, my boy. No, let me tell you about Tyler. Tyler was the best boy in the world till he got with that Southside Steve and that Brett Barney, and now he just uses women.
He's just twisted.
He spits them out, and he just does the worst things to them with food and objects and plastics and things that vibrate in the night. And I tell you, I hear their screams, and I want to help, but I'm just too afraid to walk in. My boy Tyler is tearing them up.
Damn right.
I gotta tell you.
Jesus.
I gotta tell you.
Damn right.
I gotta tell you.
Damn right.
Destroying it every night.
I've tried Tide and Cheer, and I
Stay
can't.
upstairs, Mom.
I can't get the stains out of his sheets.
Make sure that fucking meatloaf's ready.
You stay out of my room. No
He's an animal,
matter
Tyler.
what you hear, don't come in.
That boy he takes food in, and I don't get the plates back, and the girls scream.
You're gonna need to
do the
wash
plate-
those
where do
sheets.
the plates go?
Extra soil cycle.
I heard him telling one girl to use a saucer as a diaphragm. Who does that? Who uses a little saucer for a diaphragm? I don't even know if it'll keep the swimmers out.
Mom, you might need a chisel for these sheets before you put them in there.
Boy, you're ruining the sheets. I'm going to the Sam's Club and we're buying those sheets wholesale.
In bulk.
Bulk form sheets. I need sheets for Tyler's twin bed.
Oh my god. Definitely.
Oh my god.
Ooh,
You could
my
probably
face
share a
hurts.
twin bed with somebody though.
Yeah, I could make it work, I guess, depending. Yeah,
I had a
remember
fool.
those days.
I had a fool for years, man. And I'm like, how in the hell am I having
Full,
sex
yeah.
and sleeping in a full?
Dude, you want to
I'm
hear?
like, what the hell? I got a queen and thought I'd lived and died.
This one's probably a terrible one to tell or share, but who gives a shit? So I have a full. I had a full. I now have a queen. This bed's long gone. I had a full in college, and this bed, I guarantee you, it's like I've used it. My brothers used it, and my dad, because it was like his bachelor bed. You're not supposed to keep a mattress this long.
Good
the
lord.
Barney family sponge
Dude,
here. Yeah.
this thing, like, you know, a mattress should weigh like a certain weight. This thing weighed like 400 pounds. It was heavy. And then, like,
bodily
when you,
fluids
Well,
loaded.
it's, yeah, there's
It-
fluids in it.
it had a
Bed bugs have died.
Yeah,
Whole
the
generations.
bed bugs had bed bugs.
They can't even live. They're like, we can't live in this bed. I'm a bed bug and I can't.
Dude, and like so, and I didn't know this, and so the bed, and I could get audio from people that would be like, yes, the bed was like that. If you laid anywhere on the bed, it didn't matter. You would end up in the middle. So I always called it the taco bed because like you would end up in the middle because
You
the
just-
sides, because
yeah.
it was just so warped
Right,
in the
right.
middle. So if you tried to spend the night with somebody, there was no getting away. You
You
were
just-
just
You gotta be next to me, baby, whether you like
and
it
then
or
when
not.
when I found out that that's where the bed came from and it was that old and I had gotten out of college, I was like, this thing's gone. I'm
Oh,
getting
yeah.
a new one.
The dump wouldn't even take it. It's like, oh, I'm sorry.
One of my beds, my mother got me. She got the mattress from the St. Vincent de Paul. I'm like, the Catholic organization
Oh, God.
that helps out the poor. And I'm like, God bless them. But my God, how poor are we?
How about a dresser from there? I don't need
No.
the bed. Yeah.
She gave me a mattress and a couch, and I slept on that mattress on somebody else's stains, hand-me-down stains. And then the couch, if you laid on it, it was like I forget what the material was. It was like I don't know, like yarn. It was sewn with it was a yarn bed
God.
couch thing. And if you slept on it, you broke out. Like I slept on it one time with my shirt off, and I just I broke.
Disgusting.
Swear to God. I'd break out of my face and be like, oh, is that zits? I'm like, no, I slept on the couch last night.
Ugh.
That was the grossest thing I've ever heard in my life.
And my roommates and I, they didn't have any more money than I did. One guy, my roommate, Jack, was that we were all three bellmen at the Peachtree Executive Conference Center. This is after one of my businesses failed and I was searching for a career. And my father had to file bankruptcy. It was a big mess.
Dark times.
Yeah, dark time.
What business?
Yeah, water treatment, Quality Water Association out of Peachtree City. Yeah, I had a microporous cross-linked polystyrene divinyl benzene X-ray resin.
Oh my God.
I can't even say it all. It was a water treatment resin that was in with our activated carbon. It took out all your impurities.
So exciting. What a. You can still be doing that today, don't you
I
want
sold it door to door, and it cost $3,000.
Jesus.
And I would
What a
come in your
scam.
door. I'm like, "Here's your free knife set and your 2 liter of Coke. I'm here for your water test."
You brought them those things? Free knife set? That is so old
I
school.
had 2 leads a night. One of them would be in Peachtree City, and the other one would be in Gwinnett County. I mean, I was driving every night. I was like driving 150 miles. They're like, "Okay, we got another lead for you in Decatur. Oh, can you make it up to Lithonia?" Sure. And then I get there and it's 9 o'clock, and the husband slams the door in my face, going, "I thought this water test was going to be at 8:15. We're not doing a presentation. I thought this was from the city." Slam.
Get the fuck out of here.
And then I'm like, okay, what do I do now? Go to a bar and cry. But that was my life at one point in time. But yeah, back to when I lived with this guy named Jack. We were all bellmen. But you know that we're going to keep the used couch when one roommate has no money and the other guy just graduates from trucker school.
Hey, truckers
Yeah, you
make a
can't-
killing.
that's like throwing
dude.
out a gold bar. If you chuck that thing out, they'd be like, "What are you doing?"
But here's the thing: he gets this degree from, I think, Truckmaster or something. I know I'm playing off of Tom Cruise, Top Gun, but he takes the certificate and instead of framing it, I hear this noise. He took a 16-penny nail and a hammer and hammered his certificate into the sheetrock.
Classy.
I'm like, whoa, these are going to be some fun roommates. So, yeah, we had a couch that was from the St. Vincent de Paul, and we all broke out. And those were my poorest times. So I've been to the bottom. Know what it's like.
Makes you savor where you're at now, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now
I really got off of this whole Tyler girlfriend thing, but
Yeah,
I
that's
know,
fine. We can
but-
pivot
but-
away from. It's not a girlfriend yet. We're just
No,
dating.
it's just a girl he's dating. I will tell you before you got here for the podcast, he did show me a text message in which she wrote nasty little things.
Not supposed to talk about that. No, I'm kidding. She doesn't listen, so it's all good.
like she can't listen.
No, she just
She
She
doesn't know.
chooses not to.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so she
doesn't want to know this side of me. No.
she does have the ability to hear.
Yes,
Tyler,
yes.
Okay.
Tyler left his phone out on the table, and this girl named Bridget, she's writing the naughtiest things to my baby boy. She said she wants to take Tyler Jr. and put him in the corner of her special spot.
That was the gist of it. Yeah,
My mind the whole time went to Bridget the midget.
that's who
By
it
the
is.
way-
Going to
Yep,
jail,
you know it,
dude.
yep.
That's a funny story too, Bridget the Midget, because that's the first nudity my wife had never been to a strip club, and I was doing the promotion at the Pink Pony. Bridget the Midget was the main attraction that night.
Yeah, she's in
And-
SWAT.
Yeah, and she's in the movie SWAT. And then while she's there, anytime the I forget the term that they use them in strip clubs, but the person that comes in for the weekend, the main attraction, they got a term.
Yeah, the
for it.
marquee.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
They fly them in. Yeah, the
Right.
special.
They
one.
fly them in. They get a hotel room for 3 days, and they come in. Well, whenever they're on stage, the other girls, the regulars, don't dance. They sit and
okay.
watch. So everybody's seated. Bridget the Midget's on stage. My wife calls me and goes, "I'm here," and I'm like, "Come on in." She'd never been inside a strip club. I did not know it. And the first stripper she sees is Bridget the Midget.
What a sight!
I looked at my wife. I'm like, "I am so
I
sorry."
started typing her name into Google, and the first thing that came up was Bridget the Midget stabbed.
Oh,
She
Should we
stabbed.
hear about
she
this?
okay?
stabbed her boyfriend. Or
Oh,
something.
she did the stabbing.
Yeah.
Oh, but
she's looking at jail time now.
so
Stabbed
she's in
boyfriend-
trouble.
Oh, that's what you're
Yeah.
referencing. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
this is recent.
very recent.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
an actress though, and
Used
she
a
does,
butter knife. Oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
That hurts.
Yeah, like in the leg.
That's brutal.
It's not like it's no offense. It's like not like she could get a lot of distance or swing behind the knife.
How dare you?
But you know what was so cute is how they all the strippers wear like 5,
A lot of
6 inch
torque
heels.
though.
They wear what?
5, 6 inch heels.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Bridget's for 3 inches, and they were just accusing.
It brought her up to barely normal. Yeah.
Hey, can I ask you whatever happened with you and Pony?
They basically wanted to pay less, and it just became a thing that advertising on the radio just wasn't a direction they were going to go. I was there 19 years straight. So if I ever make jokes or anything, no shots taken.
I didn't know if they maybe changed management or something.
They did. Well, Mr.
And like you
Gallardi.
didn't have the same relationship with the people that you did prior.
No, Mr. Gallardi passed.
Okay,
And,
yeah.
and when he did, 2 other great guys were running the business, which will go nameless for obvious reasons.
Because it's mob run.
I don't think so. I don't think with the Pony it is. Not at all. I think it was just a good old boy that Mr. Gallardi worked hard and had several clubs and stuff, and they made a good living, and they're doing their thing. But I think obviously with the crackdown, with kind of what all went on, they just quit advertising. And I think there's a point too where once I got married, Amanda went with me for years. I think I might have even still done the gig after we were married. She wasn't, she's not jealous. She's not worried about it. She was like, "Hey, you're working. It's money." But she'd go with me. And
Keep an eye on you.
yeah, no, not even that.
I know.
Yeah, but then it just got to be something I just didn't do anymore. Now, I don't know that I would do it at this point in my career.
Because you can't take your son with you.
Yeah.
Put them on your shoulders. Yeah.
Hi, Brooks, Daddy's going to the Pony. You can't come. I know you love ponies, but you can't come.
It's a different kind of pony. Okay, so I just thought of this randomly. All the people that wrote in questions last week, I think we should wrap up each episode, and I will ask you one of the questions. Instead of a weird question, why don't I ask you one of the curious regular guys' questions?
Go ahead.
All right, this one comes from David. Was there a segment that you really liked doing that you wouldn't be able to do anymore?
That I really liked.
You had to like doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some I didn't like. I was like, good God, I can't believe we're doing
Usually
this.
it's stuff. If it's stuff that you like or you did like, you can probably still pull it off.
Right. I would think I could. It's always going to go down to the sex and the nudity, and some of our stuff, unbeknownst to me, and I think Eric as well, Larry, ripped off Opie and Anthony a little bit.
Jesus, this is a later question. Chill.
Huh?
Nothing. Keep going.
What, did I go too far?
No.
I laughed at the opening part where you combine their names.
Opening.
The Opie and Anthony. No, I would say the Wiffle Ball Bat Challenge was pretty entertaining, but we can't do that anymore. So
What was the wiffle ball bat challenge?
Yeah, I was
don't
about
know
to
that
ask.
I don't know.
Okay, if you don't
Okay,
wanna
well,
get into
first
it.
off, it's on
Basic-
the regular guy review.
It is basically you took a bat, and the bat was put in a certain place on a woman, in a woman.
Damn, it's quite a stretch.
The handle or the top?
The top.
Yellow bat.
Yep. And then somebody
you
somebody
gotta
had to
mark
have
a line.
somebody had to have a Sharpie and mark the depth, and then that would be
Whose
marked.
job was that to mark it?
Me.
Oh.
And then you mark it, and then they would sign it. And at the end of the year, we looked at the bats, and whoever took the most won
What'd they win?
a trophy.
Oh, that's
too
too
good.
good.
I don't think they won anything. I don't think. Maybe concert tickets. You're going to AC/DC. Woo! No.
Cover band.
Cover band. Cover band. No, it was just one of those things that we did, and you're just like, how in the hell are we doing that? But that's something we weren't allowed to do. We got away from messing with the Shoot Steve. All right, I'll say the Shoot Steve segment is something that we quit doing. That involved a BB gun, and it started off as a story where I talked about BB gun wars as a kid. They had never done it. And I said, well, you just shoot each other. So then we came up with a segment. And he asked me point blank, are you willing to do this? And I said, yeah, just pump it once or twice. I can handle it. So if I missed a question, I got shot. Well, what happens after months of doing this? Next thing you know, somebody's pumping it 5 times. I'm picking a BB out of my leg. Blood goes everywhere. I'm getting a tetanus shot. Then I'm shooting Larry. Then we're drawing caricatures of each other on our bodies. Like, I'm going to shoot you in the ass, and I pull down my pants, and Larry's drawn on my butt. I'm like, shoot yourself. It got weird.
It escalated quickly.
It escalated.
Wait, who did the drawing?
Tim Andrews always did the drawings. So I'd give him a Sharpie, and I'd have him draw on my butt.
You guys were close in there.
Or the leg. I've got a picture. I could send it to you. I got a picture where I'm bleeding. It's probably on our site, but it was Shoot Steve, and man, I couldn't believe how much blood came out of my leg. I said, well, this isn't good. I mean, that sucker got embedded in my leg, and I had to carve it out. So I cleaned a steak knife from the kitchen. And I'm like,
You're like Bridget the Midget here.
I'm picking out a BB. So the BB comes out, goes bam, and blood just goes. I'm like, well, that's not good. So there you go.
All right, we can wrap.
Yeah, we might
All
as
right.
well.
Well, let me tell you, this was interesting. Hopefully you hung out till now. This has been brought to you in our minds by Jack Daniels, but always Oxygen Financial with 2 locations in the metro. Seriously, if there's anything I could ever push on you, it is Ted Jenkins. Go to oxygenfinancial.net. Tell him the Yeah Come On show sent you. He'll take special care of you. I'm Southside Steve. That's Brett Barney. And across from us, the on again, off again, Tyler Maynard. You've been watching the Yeah Come On show, and believe me, we appreciate it more than you know. This show went a little south and a little serious today. God
Yeah.
bless us.
Come on.
Come